YouTube, hello. Today we're going to talk about something fun. I think that this is fun, and it's the concept of you can't outgrow a life that you keep feeding. You can't change your life if you're not willing to change your life. Duh. I know what you're thinking. What? Dude, what did I click on? Well, I'll tell you. Have you constantly been saying that you're going to outgrow your old life? New year, new me. It's not going to happen unless you change. You can't outgrow the life that you don't want to live if you keep perpetuating, you keep feeding the life that you don't want to live. If you want to get healthier, then you can't say, I'm going to change if you keep going and eating fast food. You can't, if you don't work out, you can't change your life if you keep feeding it. You can't heal in the same environment that broke you. It's just not the most effective way. I believe that humans need change, and you're looking at somebody who experienced that. I had a hard time in the place where I used to live. I needed change, and I got up, I packed up all my stuff, and I moved. And my life is completely different. I do things that I'm so happy that I picked up. I picked up YouTube. I picked up a lot of hobbies that I just love to do. And that only helped because I refused to keep feeding the old life that I was living. I needed change, so therefore I changed. And you can't change if you keep doing the same thing that built the very habits that you're trying to change. And I know that this is sounding redundant, but I really am trying to drill it into you, this concept of if you want to change, you have to. And you have to change dramatically. You can't outgrow a life that you just keep feeding. So let's get into some concepts that I think are cool in reference to this concepts. Everybody wants to change. You can ask everybody, hey, would you change anything about yourself? And odds are somebody would say, yeah, I wish I was a bit skinnier. I wish I worked a bit harder. I wish I was more focused. I wish I blah, 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 blah. And everyone has an answer until you ask them what they're doing to change it. And then you just get excuses. I'm the same way. I'll give you excuses on why I haven't changed, and it's sad. It's uncomfortable when somebody asks me, hey, I thought that you wanted to be 220 by the end of the year. Why are you still hovering around 240, 250? Oh, because I've been undisciplined. That makes me uncomfortable to say. Makes everybody uncomfortable when you ask them, what are you doing to change? Because the answer is never what anybody really wants to answer. But the reality of it is, you can't expect a new chapter if you just keep rereading the old one, you know? If I'm sitting there reading a book, I can't expect the book to progress if I'm just rereading the chapter. And that, it sounds stupid, but that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. I lost like 60 pounds this year. I wanted to lose like 80 or 90. But I stopped midway through. And yeah, it was a great accomplishment. But I'm just keep rereading the chapters of I'm just stuck. And it would be real simple for me to just be like, hey, why don't you read the next chapter? Why don't you get disciplined and why don't you do it? But it's hard. But it just all falls down to the same fact I'm trying to just laser in on this video of your life's not going to change unless you change it. You can't outgrow a life you keep feeding. If you want peace, and stop hanging around chaos that you found yourself being comfortable with. We've all found ourselves being comfortable with a level of chaos that is kind of uncomfortable to admit. I don't know if you have this video playing in the background. I don't know if you're just engaged in some dude in a mask talking with a bland background, but we're all just comfortable with chaos. We're all comfortable with noise. And if you want to get comfortable being different, if you want to do something, if you want to focus and laser in, you can't be distracted. And I'm saying this as somebody who makes distractions. I make videos, which in my mind are distractions. Turn the videos off. Focus in on what you need to do. Because I don't know how many times I've said that I was going to change. I said I was done with this old version of myself. I'm done eating fast food. I'm done being lazy. I'm done procrastinating. I'm done waking up and spending my first 20 minutes of my morning on my phone. But here I am still doing it. I can't change if I'm still feeding the thing that I'm trying to change. Nothing new grows when you keep resorting back to your old habits. And breaking old habits is hard. Growth means cutting things off. Growth means stopping things that are inherently bad for you. Even when they feel familiar, even when you're comfortable doing those bad things. I'm comfortable grabbing my phone right when I wake up to turn off my alarm, then getting sucked into whatever BS my phone wants to feed me. That's how I start my day, and I hate it. I'm a believer that that is making some of my days not go as well as they could. And it's comfortable for me for some reason. It's uncomfortable for me to be so sleepy right when I wake up. I need to do something that's familiar, and it's not that fun. And I keep saying I'm stuck, and I know for a fact I'm not. It's that I'm just being weak and feeding the things that are making me weak. I could blame it on anybody, just like I've done in the past. I've blamed it on corporations. I've blamed it on everything. I've blamed it on secret groups, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I'm doing it to myself. And I need to admit that. If you're in the same boat as me, you need to admit that. You can't build a better life while protecting the life that's keeping you small by making excuses to keep that life going. Because change doesn't start with wanting. Everybody wants to change, but nobody's really changing. It starts with needing to change. It starts with changing. It starts with taking the first step to change. It starts with setting your phone further from your bed so you have to get up to turn off the alarm. It starts with little things like that, but it starts with doing at the end of the day. Because you can't outgrow what you just keep feeding. And if you want something different, then the only way to achieve that is to do something differently. So stop feeding the life that you want to leave and start feeding the life that you want to live. Because growth stops when you're just doing the same thing that's keeping you down. But growth starts when you stop defending your comfort zone as something that is helping you. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you it's not. This was a video to me. Sorry if it came off a bit blunt. That's how I'm receptive to things. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys next time. Later! Oh! The hell was that?